Hello, my name is Mr. Davis, and for the first game that I'm putting out, we are playing the Stanley Parable. It's going to be a bunch of random games that we are going to be playing and enjoying and just having a good time. If you have any recommendations or whatnot, feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe. It's going to be a few random games, but we're going to get there, so let's get to it. End is never the end, is never the end, is loading. Okay. Slightly confusing.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Did he get paid
And
well?
although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that's good. There's a lot of people in jobs who aren't happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. I'm liking it. Not bad. Kind of looks like one of those old movies, so can't really move that good. Oh, there it is. Just go straight.
All of his co-workers were gone.
It's still
What could it
narrating.
mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Well, clearly they were downloading something. Boss probably didn't like it. Picture takes me to, I don't know. Okay, so 424, 422. Just kind of getting a lay of the land. This is how you get ants. For all those who know the Archer reference. So it's like 483.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay, we got 3 waters at the bottom, a Sprite, Coke.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah, it is worth it. Who are you telling me what to do? Huh?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, there's nobody here. Okay, what if I do enjoy this room, okay?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I don't know what message you're trying to send. I'm enjoying this room. Nothing to say? Didn't think so.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No. You're not going to keep telling me what to do here, bud.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right now, stop. What do you mean? I haven't lied at all. Okay. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift 5,000. Should I risk it?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not sure. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
You can't tell me how to live my life, signs and narrator. Oh, they started me back from the beginning.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so let's just continue going.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Gorgeous room.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Psych. You're not telling me what to do.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well, apparently Stanley's short, because there's no way this is like... I am short. How? Oh my god. I think I'm what they call a little person. Okay. Mind you, nothing wrong with little people. Gotta say that. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. Okay. I don't like the fact they keep closing these doors behind me. 2B1. Is that the one that I seen that was like looking through a window? Two B3. I don't know why I keep counting them.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
You're not gonna tell me what do.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Jesus. Stanley walked through the blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
You're not gonna stop me.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Fine.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I want to. I do. I do. But, okay, let's see what it is. Third option.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door?
Okay, let's not to your own too much,
instinct,
man.
Mostly. A calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
Oh, did
Can't
you?
teach that, Stanley. Don't even try.
I'm not.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
What the? There's... Go Neil is offline. 9,000 something. Someone's played this game and opened 9,000 something doors. Okay. Is it the same?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
What?
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let
What?
me boot
I
it
didn't
up.
give you an answer.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I'm not
Be
playing
sure
this
to
for
keep
4
notes
hours.
on your experience.
I'm letting the baby burn. Let that baby burn. Yeah.
You heartless bastard.
Yep, you're
Did you do
certainly
it
right.
because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Spite you.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
Good.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely
But
valuable.
you're not leaving me here.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here?
Hey.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
You're not gonna keep jumping me around, are you? I've never played
Well,
Minecraft
Stanley, is
before.
this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
This
Well,
is
I'll
what
say
Minecraft
this.
looks like?
I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes.
A door.
It's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
There's no other door. Fine. Oh,
Isn't
there it
it
is.
grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be
Yeah.
better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay. I've never played Minecraft before. This is Minecraft, right? Did I jump?
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No. No. I don't. I don't think I like caves all too much. Or being underground. What is this? I don't know what that is.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
What was that noise? Gee, I heard a growl.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
What's this? Oh. What does that say? Jeez. There we go. Portal test sequence? Something identification card. Just gonna...
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
Do I need this?
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
Okay.
I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice.
But there's a hole.
I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then, I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long.
You keep going.
Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work. And I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
Okay. Okay, first of all, I didn't ask about this. I was fine doing my office job. And then you want to come over here and put me through these series of tests and everything that I didn't even ask for. And then you want to come at me? Because you're having a moment? Because I'm still a person and I can make my own choices? Okay. And just so you know, there's a hole. Going down the hole. Jeez. Stanley's a superhero. Deadpool superhero drop. Filing cabinets. Oh, this is the junkyard? The script. Oh, did I think I fell into that. Okay. Jesus, dark in here. Just going through. Oh. Okay. Boom. Anything at all? What am I supposed to do here? Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to be in here. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oh? This guy just likes to get deep for no reason, doesn't he? Oh. Back in the office. Oh.
But Stanley simply couldn't
handle stop closing
the
doors on me.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
By who?
Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
You keep taking me from one screen to another, man. Just jumping around. Okay. So you're letting me out of the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Are we starting over?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine. Boom. Oh. Hey,
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. They have a manager for the whiteboard. It's like $5 an hour. R.I.P. Franz. On the white. This is a workplace, sir. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next day's agenda. Briefly. Employee. Okay, and Jim must be special. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. There's always a quote. Target. I remember when I used to work office jobs, just to have quotes of the days. Targets push for funding for R&D, new coffee machine. Standardized graphs 40xy, not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Look, everybody has a safe space at work. It's just a broom closet, okay? Is this supposed to synchronize? Synergize. Synergize papers. Hire someone to
Stanley just
synergize
stood there
papers.
doing
Papers
nothing
are
at
too.
all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Eat me. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy who moved my desk. Please keep the targets on the topic of. Okay. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Yeah. Everyone wants to be unique. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, slides, charts, and what? Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts, please. I'm begging. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love about your boss. Fill out the in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, why did I hire you? Remember that it takes two. What are your dreams for the future? Metamorphosis. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievable, amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. Facts. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Talk it out passive aggressively on other workers. Resent coworker for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide as slick blue graphic in the header and throw some. They love to synergize, don't they? Broom. Oh, this is the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But I want to be in a broom closet.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What can I say? The broom closet's my safe spot.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yep.
Standing around doing nothing?
Yep.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Feel safe. Feel safe in the broom closet, man. Feels real safe.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Yeah,
if
I do.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Just want to enjoy the broom closet.
To mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Is there a broom closet ending?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Oh.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What? And so what if I am? It's my own personal choice.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this,
you spoke and you paralyzed
the thing
me.
is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
What?
It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
You're very disrespectful.
So that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm not done. I don't ever want to be done. This is my broom closet. And I feel safe. I know you closed the door on yourself.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't be any worse than the person who came
Excuse
before
me.
you.
Whew.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
That's because
All
I'm not
because
the only
he
one here.
believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever
I've been wondering that.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
The hell
No,
is my
Stanley
feet?
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Where's
And
my
at
feet?
last, he
I
came
don't
to
have
the
hands.
conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I didn't yell that.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job.
You've been
pushing
ranting for a
buttons.
minute.
I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then
Hey.
he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
so long.
the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
You enjoy the sound
How could
of your
it
own
be?
voice.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Way too much.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
I think he made everyone
the fresh air
disappear
of a world outside this
just so
one.
you can narrate.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
You've talked for so long.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay. You're having a field day with this. You should
This is the
definitely
story
be like,
of a woman named Mariella.
what?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although
Tragic.
she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Boy, you love to talk.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Are you?
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
What?
Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That was a crazy ending. Okay, let's try again.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You talk so much, man.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Oh, no problem. What happened? Boom. Sorry, I need to get a paper towel. Let's see. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Go up. What kind of upstairs office area is this? The executive bathroom, huh? Nothing over here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845, huh? give it a try.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 8, 4, 5. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 284, forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, what did he do?
See? Sometimes you gotta annoy them, get what you want. Okay. It was the heat of the moment.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
There has to be a lower level.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
914, okay. Mind control facility. Escape. Oh boy. I'll follow this time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
It was like
Stanley thought to himself.
Neo, the Matrix.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Well, at least
Each
enough
bore
people
the
are
number
fired.
of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh dear.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
You are very
It was
dramatic.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Jesus.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. This goes in order. Let's see. 1, 2. I don't know where 3 is. Is that 5? Okay, 3. So, 4. 2. It's 4, 2, 3, 1. I wish I could run. Oh no. Or they just make different noises. Okay. I don't know if there is even an actual order. Okay.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Mind controls idle awaiting input.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Kidnapped. I'm gonna die before I get to where I need to go.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Is that trees burning in the background?
This was exactly the way, right now, that
GG's.
things were meant to happen. And Stanley
Boys
was
are goner.
happy.
At least you had vending machines in there. Alright, that was the Stanley Parable. If you enjoyed the game, please like, subscribe, and I have more to come.